Hey, Dream Drivers, welcome to episode 372 of the Dreams and Drive podcast. This is going to be a really short driver's ed episode, solo episode. I wanted to do this one because I think that, I had this, not awakening, but I just had this feeling and this desire to share this message. And it really was inspired by Throwback Thursday on my Instagram yesterday. So I thought because I hadn't yet done an episode this week that this would be a great way to kind of just share what I went through last night and just some encouragement for you all over the weekend. So if this is your first time listening, welcome to Dreams and Drive. We are approaching our 8th year of helping creative entrepreneurs, people in the lifestyle space, or just people in general who want to learn how to take their dreams out of park and into drive. We've had so many different guests come on the show over these past 8 years. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who has been rocking with us since then. Remember, make sure that you're following us across social media. You can find us at Dreams and Drive, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can also join our online newsletter, The Keys, to get weekly email updates delivered right to your inbox. Just go to dreamsanddrive.com/join. That's dreamsanddrive.com/join. And if you aren't already subscribed wherever you're listening, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you get notifications every time we have a new episode. So the message for today, and I just made some quick notes about it, is don't discredit how far you've come. Don't discount the journey. Don't downplay your personal dream driving journey. Don't downplay just how far you've come. And I said that because, sometimes it's real. Like, I'm in this season of my life where there's a lot of changes. I'm now a mom of 2. I have a toddler who's in preschool. I have an almost 4-month-old, and life is just crazy. And sometimes you can just look at it and be like, what am I doing? How did I get here? Where am I going? What's next for me? Is this going to be my life? Like, I used to do so much. And I feel like I've been in this space where I just had to be like, girl, take a step back. You're in a new season of your life, but think about how much you have done. I think sometimes when you're far away from where you started, you forget just exactly where you were, where you started. And so what I did was I started going down this memory lane on my Instagram and scrolling back to when I first started my Instagram. So I remember I never had an iPhone in college. I think I had like a BlackBerry BBM or whatever, not BBM, but some kind of BlackBerry device. So I never had Instagram until I graduated, got my first iPhone in 2013, downloaded Instagram and joined the Instagram party. And thinking about where I was then, so I was at an internship post-graduation, doing a summer internship, and was going to start my full-time job in the fall. I remember being in New York City, right, as an intern, not really knowing where my life would take me. And now here I am, 10 years later, senior manager, marketing manager at Paramount, doing so much, family, 2 kids. Like, who would have known just how much my life would have grown since then, right? So I think it's just important for us to reflect on where we were. And I was just going through my Instagram, and I'll just go through it live with you, like the things I was posting on my Instagram story. If you're not already following me, please make sure that you are. My personal Instagram is Rain, RAIN, Shine, SHINE, Love, LUV. I probably should change it to my Rana Campbell Instagram, which I do have. I just don't use it. I said one day I'll probably use it, but I just had that Rain, Shine, Love account for so long. I didn't really think I need to change it just yet, right? So I was posting on my Instagram. So first I posted a picture of my son. I'm like, he's almost 4 months. He's so cute. Guys, he really is such adorable. And it's just funny. But then I had this moment because I was on Instagram, and one of my past guests, Ben Haggerty, who was worked with Beyonce as a cinematographer, posted that he edited part of her film. And I was just like, wow, I really have had some dope people on this show over the past 8 years. And I just went down this rabbit hole of thinking about all the people I've had on the show and where they are now. So I started out saying, I've interviewed some dope people over the past 7 years, over 340 guests to be exact. Like, that's crazy. And some people that I've had on the show, weren't even, not saying that they popped because of me, but they weren't even as big as they are now. So it just goes to show that there's so much that happens with time, but you have to give yourself that time to make things happen. Then I had this reminiscing fact about over these past, since 2016, there's only been 3 episodes. Like every time I've done an interview, I've put it up. And there's only been 3 that I haven't. One, I don't even remember who this person was. I have to go back in my emails, but we recorded an interview and it wasn't like the best. I knew she knew it. I knew it. And I never put it out. And she never asked me. And it was just one of those things where I think it was like, if you won't say anything, I won't say anything. I wish I would have communicated it better. But that was that situation. Then I had one with my friend Karan from Princeton, who was a football player and went on to play with the NFL, had kind of gone through some low points in his life. And I just remember that conversation being so good. And when I went to edit it, like I accidentally permanently deleted the audio file. And I was so devastated because the way he answered the, what inspired you as a kid or how would you describe yourself as a kid really shocked me, because he's this like big football player and he described himself, he said, a scared little church boy. And that was just really impactful for me. So I really wish that that interview was so good and I deleted the files. I have to probably get him back on the show because a lot has happened. I think we recorded that back in 2019. And then the only other interview that never went live was with my cousin, Janae. She's a singer, songwriter, producer. She wrote the song When I See You by Fantasia, Empire State of Mind, Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. So she's had some hits and we had a good conversation, but she was like, oh, let's re-record it. I feel like it could have been better. And we just never went around to it. So yeah, that's a pretty good track record. Almost 8 years and only 3 interviews that never went live. So then next I posted about my proudest moments, Jennifer Lewis for real. Like, wow, like I had Jennifer Lewis on my show, guys. Like that was another amazing high point. And that was 2017. So I wasn't even that deep into recording yet. So it just goes to show that you have to really give yourself some grace because things can really happen if you allow it to. And then I posted something, I was looking back and I had this interview with one of my friends, Samantha. We did a car interview. I said, thankful for my friends who are always down to test concepts with me. Like there are people in your life who are there trying to help you. You just have to take time to reflect on, wow, people are supporting me. Like I am doing things. Then I posted a quote that said, it's all connected, your gifts, your circumstance, your purpose, your journey, your destiny. It's molding you. Embrace it. Dream drivers, as you guys know, I'm on baby number 2 and I'm back in diaper mode full time. Life right now can be super chaotic, so I need a diaper brand that's reliable and works just how I need it. That's why I'm a Pampers mama, and it's the #1 pediatrician recommended brand. So listen, you can fear no leaks with this new and improved Pampers Swaddlers. They now feature a blowout barrier at the back waist to help prevent up to 100% leaks and even blowouts. Plus, the dual leak guard barriers at the legs help protect where those leaks happen the most. And newborn days are poopy central. Recently, we were on a long car ride and I kept hearing that dreaded poop sound. But I knew I didn't have to worry though, because with this new blowout barrier, I'm covered. Less mess, less stress, less hassles, more smiles. P.S. I love that Swaddlers is hypoallergenic and free of parabens and latex. So far, no diaper rashes and his skin is always so healthy and smooth. Plus, they come in sizes newborn to size 8, so I can use them for all of this new baby's diaper wearing life. Download the Pampers Club app today and earn Pampers Cash. Redeem your Pampers Cash for exclusive Pampers coupons, savings, and rewards. Dream drivers, Walgreens knows you need your medications, but sometimes what you really need is a prescription for more time with your family or friends, or just more time to do what you want on a Saturday afternoon. That's why Walgreens offers same-day RX delivery to where you are. So you can get more than just your meds. You can get your prescription to save time at the pharmacy. And when you have pharmacy questions, which let's face it, we all do, Walgreens will be there for you with a helpful 24/7 pharmacy chat. So when you need to know, which med do I take before bed again? Or, is it safe to have a glass of wine with my prescription? You can ask a Walgreens pharmacy expert that question no matter where you are or what time of day it is. And that gives you more than just answers. It gives you your prescription for peace of mind. Delivery is available on eligible prescriptions only. See details at walgreens.com/prescription delivery. Hey Dream Drivers! So I am super excited to let y'all know about Tylenol Rapid Release Gels, your go-to option for fast, effective pain relief. You know, it's so important that we don't let pain slow us down along our dream driving journeys. We got to be prepared for aches and pains after that big game, or even fun fall festivities like those long walks in the park or those crazy long days of grocery shopping, prepping for Thanksgiving. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let me tell you, the other day I went apple picking with my kids and my body and bones were aching after a full day of action. And that's why Tylenol Rapid Release Gels are key. They help us enjoy life to the fullest. And now introducing new Tylenol Precise, a pain relieving cream with maximum strength lidocaine without a prescription. So I could just slap that on and it will target the specific area that I need that relief and fast. Pain is inevitable sometimes, but that doesn't have to slow us down along this dream driving journey. Let's get back to the activities we love with Tylenol Rapid Release Gels and Tylenol Precise. Find the power of pain relief today. Available now. Use as directed. The next thing I posted was a memory with when I was on the Jimmy Fallon show and I met Chadwick Boseman, that Black Panther episode. Like, these are all things that I've done over the years that sometimes you don't think about. Wow, like these are opportunities that that happened because you put a dream into drive and you continue doing things that inspired you. Then I posted a picture of me with Rotimi and Lala from a Stars Power press event that the story behind how I even got invited was crazy. It was kind of like I made an opportunity for myself. Oprah wasn't built in a day, a quote I had. And then this quote of, a lot of people don't realize that part of building a brand is facing a whole lot of rejection. I think sometimes you just have to keep going, although people may not always be supporting you and you won't always get yeses, but being able to build that tough skin and being able to bounce back after rejections will really help you and add on to your resiliency. So I'm scrolling, then I see another picture that kind of made me be like, whoa, I forgot about this. Me in a picture of Fat Joe. And the story behind this was crazy because I think I was writing for Madame Noir and it was a Harlem's Fashion Row event. And even that, I was going to Harlem Fashion Row's event even before Harlem Fashion Row was this huge thing. And I was supposed to be talking to the people backstage and he was there. And I think I asked him, I wish I knew where this audio was. I forgot the question that I asked him. He gave me like a little 2 to 3 minute interview. We took a picture. And that's a memory that I didn't even remember about it if I hadn't been scrolling on my Instagram. So I had this pause and I'm like, posted a picture of me and my kids and said, I'm in a whole new stage of life now, but one thing for sure, I know these little ones will be proud of me and the legacy I'm trying to build. Life may look a lot different, but I have so many experiences and stories to share. I never let a no stop me from trying. And that's the thing I want to say to you guys. Like, I think even if you feel like you're not where you are, where you want to be, you can't allow yourself not to at least try. So I posted another quote that I had posted of, as I'm scrolling down my Instagram feed, and it said, the quickest way to succeed is to start now. Figure it out as you go. You can't learn to drive in a parked car. Amen. You cannot learn to drive in a parked car. So scrolling again, and posted this video of me and my only one in-person interview professional setup that I did with Kia Stewart of Lux K Nails. And I told myself I was going to do more interviews and that just never happened. But this one's very special to me because it was just a great person, a great vibe, a great conversation. And it made me realize you can do it at a higher level. And maybe not right now, but when you do it at a higher level consistently, it's going to be dope. Still scrolling, then I found a picture of me and Portia from the Housewives. I'm like, I forgot about this event as well. Like when I met Portia, and that came with a tip that said getting media press credentials to conferences are great ways to interview and meet talent backstage. That's another thing I learned over the years. You have to kind of think smart. All right, I want to go to these conferences. Sometimes these conferences can cost a lot of money, but if you have an outlet, if you are a media, which I am a media outlet, you can get media and press passes for free. And you can also get a lot of access behind stage. And that's how I've been able over the years to do interviews and meet people. post another picture of me at Christina Brown's Love Brown Sugar conference. And I want to say this was 2018. And in this picture is me, Christina, Nikayla of Side Hustle Pro, Scotty Beam. And oh my gosh, I forgot her name. She was an Essence editor. But it's funny, me posted next to Scotty Beam. And I'm just like, Scotty's doing so much dope things now. And, you know, you're not going to be the same place where you were. You will grow if you allow yourself to not be the same place from where you started, right? And that just means having movement. So I'm scrolling back down. I remember we're going in reverse chronological order, right? So I had this picture of me and Desiree Verdejo, who also is now the founder of a skincare brand called Hyper. And I had interviewed her when she had a beauty store in Harlem called Vibrant Beauty. And it made me just think about, like, even this is now pre-Dreams and Drive. Like, there were things that I was doing and just really trying to figure out who I was beyond, like, my day job, and going up to Harlem and interviewing her, and not even, like, what am I trying to say here? Like, yeah, you know a lot of people and you've done a lot of things. And sometimes you could get on social media and feel like, oh, this person is doing this now, or they're doing it at this greater level, but you have to think about the actual totality of your experience as well. Scrolling back, and I now had posted a picture for me from Fox 5 Good Day New York set. And that's when I got interviewed on Fox 5 for an article I had wrote about Princeton experiences of Black males and Black females. And they had me on the Good Day New York show to talk about it. And the reason why I got that interview was I think someone on my LinkedIn had saw me posting about it, and she was a producer on the show. So keep showing your work. People are looking. So now we're scrolling back even more, and it reminded me of pre-Dreams and Drive. I had a blog on my site called Brand Makers, and I had interviewed this Jamaican comedian called Trabas, and he had said, don't limit yourself or allow anyone to limit you. Do what you want to do. And the funny thing about this is this had to be like 2014. And so Trabas even was in a different stage of his life. I think he was still living in New York at the time. Now he's in Florida. Like, he was at this different stage of his career. We were both kind of figuring out. I mean, he was still really popping. I was like, not saying I was a nobody, but he also gave me a chance. So you really never know just how much you'll grow or how much you have grown. The next up on my photo tour was a picture of me and Kerry Washington from a Princeton event with me and my friend Mary. And, you know, it's so cool to look at these things. A picture of me, my kindergarten graduation with my mom and dad, a 4th grade picture, then a picture that was November of last year. This is right before I found out I was pregnant. So it's just like, life can change in any moment, but you have to be in the moment to appreciate that moment and just how much where your life is. And my favorite, last thing I think I ended off here with was this video of Jelly Roll, who won a country music award. And he was, I'll have to listen to it. One second. He was 39 years old and won the best new artist. And I just wanted to end it there because I didn't keep scrolling back to the beginning of my Instagram, but I had to take it back to that video that I posted because the rear view, wait, what is that the quote? What's the quote? The quote is actually, the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror, right? So where you're going is bigger than where you come from. And I think a lot of people can keep looking through the rearview mirror trying to drive forward and you can't, right? And if you allow what you think is going to limit you, if you allow what you think you haven't done, and just all these things that you keep looking in the rearview mirror, you'll never see the beauty of where you're going. You'll never really be able to truly just reflect where you've come from too. So here are just some quick tips that I have for you guys. If you're ever in this slump and you're just feeling like, where am I going? Where have I gone? Number one, this has helped me my entire life. Document the journey. Not everyone's a natural documenter, but allow your time to reflect. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's just taking a few photos. Maybe it's just writing things down about where you started and all the things you accomplished. It's so important to just be able to look back at things and say, well, I really have done more than I ever thought I've done. Number 2, revisit the stops along the way. So if you're going to document the journey, it's important for you to go back and reflect on it and to read it and to look at the pictures and to just say, wow, remind yourself of things, because you're not going to remember everything you've done until you see it again, right? I think it's I watched the Tyler Perry documentary, Maxine's Baby, and he even talked about, like, there were so many things that you don't realize how far you've come until you go back and look at, wow, I used to do this. And you can't even imagine that there was a time that you did that. If you think about number 3, this is the speedometer of life, right? As we're going, we're putting more mileage on our own personal cars, our own personal vehicles, us, right? Life is a constant speedometer. But that doesn't mean that you're aging if you want it to. It means you're just developing more experiences, more knowledge about the world. So think about the speedometer of life as more opportunities to really put those experiences and knowledge into practice. And like I said, again, number 4, you never realize how much you've grown until you realize where you started. So I got to think about where I started, right? We all start as babies. The very fact that we don't stay babies forever means a lot. So you have to just allow yourself to really just think about how far you've grown and where you've come from, and be grateful and show gratitude, and just not allow yourself to just stay stuck on things that don't matter. And number 5, and I'm going to have to be quick with this, I hear the baby waking up. There's so much more left to life. And so you really have to just really think about the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror. Keep focusing on where you want to go, your GPS, your internal, external GPS, the thing that you are planning for and hoping for. And it sounds crazy. A lot of people, I've done a lot of interviews, but you really have to have that belief, and you have to get rid of that fear and that doubt. And you have to have the courage to keep putting your foot on the gas, even when you feel like you're going nowhere. Because in actuality, if you're putting your foot on the grass and the car is in drive, you're going to go somewhere eventually. You are going to go somewhere eventually. So I hope that this was encouraging to you in some way. It was just something I had on my mind to share. And we'll be back next week with another guest episode, Georgia Dawkins.